When you are reinventing yourself, do you need your family's support? What would you do if you didn't have the support of your family? And can you make major changes without your family even knowing? I'm going to answer these questions with my own reinventing story in this video. How's it going, Reinventors? I'm Amelia Sims, and I want to inspire you to live a life authentically, joyfully, and purposefully. I post twice a week, and I invite you to subscribe and click on the bell notifications so you will be notified when I post new videos. I have been in the process of reinventing myself over the last year, and I want to share a little bit about my journey and how it might help you if you want to know about letting your family in on your reinventing process. I knew that I needed to reinvent myself in the basically winter of 2018, or maybe even before that in 2017. And so I really thought about it and I made some decisions, and you can watch this video up here. It will tell you a little bit more about some of my decisions of why I needed to reinvent myself. When I chose to reinvent myself, part of that was basically quitting my job. I retired early from the ministry after 20 years, and my family, of course, had to be in on that part, especially since it was going to make a change in our family's income. So in other words, they knew the whole story. They knew what I was going through. They knew what I needed. I had to let them in, and they have been fully behind me the whole time, supporting me. Sometimes I do things like this vlog. They're like, what? But they also are proud of what I have accomplished through this vlog. I love to tell my story mainly so that it will help others, just like you. Now, for me in my career, of course, I need to let my family know. If you're making a career change or some kind of change in your job, yes, I think you need to let your family know. However, there are times when you might make a change that goes against what your family understands or believes in. One of those might be, say you've been a stay-at-home parent and you really feel like you need to make a major change and go back into the workforce or get some further education. Your family may not be behind that. Your spouse or partner may be against you going back into the workforce or going to school. So that may mean you have to make some negotiations and some compromises and fully explain why you're making that decision. I mean, even now I have to remind myself, why did I make the decision to retire? Because, you know, sometimes when we're low on cash, it's like, okay, what did I do this for? And I know even though we're not rolling in the dough, not that we were rolling in the dough before, but we're really not rolling in the dough now, I have to remember the physical and mental struggles I was having when I was in the ministry. And so I look back now and think, I'm so glad I'm not having to do all of that right now, because I know that I needed to get away from that. And I haven't missed it either. Now, if you're making a decision of making some changes that's going to go against your family's wishes or your family's desires, and yet you know it is the right thing for you to do, it's the healthy thing for you to do, then sometimes you just have to make those decisions. Now, when I say family, right now I'm talking about immediate family, but what about your extended family? Okay, confession time. I really haven't told my extended family of what all is going on with me. For instance, my mother's deceased, but my father is still living. He's remarried, but I would never, they wouldn't probably understand, and my dad would just give me a lecture, and so I'm not getting into that. You know, I'm not really telling them. They don't even know I'm on the vlog, and they're not on social media, so I'm not worried about that. Basically, haven't told them. And other members of my extended family, some of them know me. They keep up with me on like Facebook and other social media. Others don't know. I have some other extended family that's sort of like immediate family. I'm not even going to go into that, who are very supportive, and they know what's going on with me. I explained it fully. It's a mixed bag. Some of my extended family knows, some of them don't. Most of them don't really weigh in heavily, because this was a personal decision that I had to make, and I'm still making it for me. So I had to really say, okay, you know, who really matters? My immediate family definitely matters, but some of my extended family really don't. If they don't approve of everything that I do, that's okay. I'm going to live with that, because I know I made these decisions for my own health and my own sanity. And that's what you have to think about. But at the end of the day, you have to think, what's the best thing for me? If you have a sick child at home, it's not the time to go off across the country or join the Peace Corps. But you know what I mean. What kind of support do you need? If you're making major health decisions, you're going to have your family support, because if it's anything to do with diet or food or exercise, it's going to make some changes in the way your family lives. So you have to kind of figure that out. But at the same time, you have to know you are making these decisions. If you're going to reinvent yourself, if you're going to make major changes in your life, it is your life. Maybe you have to explain yourself. Maybe you don't. Maybe you'll be lucky and people are like, oh, whatever. But you have to think, what are the things that I need to do for me? Why do we have to be constantly giving things up for ourselves and being less than we truly are? And what happened in my case is that led me to be an inauthentic person. And when you're an inauthentic person, it's really hard to help other people when they're dealing with all this stuff in their lives. It really is. It's like a barrier to really be with that person in that moment and helping them through. So the long story short is I feel comfortable where I am right now. I have my immediate family's support. My extended family, mixed bag, but I'm comfortable with where I am in terms of their support and what I've told them and not told them. That is a decision that I have to make. But at the end of the day, it is my decision and it is my life. That has to come first. And seriously, I think that should come first in your life. You know, there are extenuating circumstances, but you have to be the one, because it's your life, to see, do I need to include my family in my reinventing decision? And do I need their full support or not? Now that you know how my family supports me and my changes in my life, does your family support you? In the comments below, I invite you to put family if your family does support you, and maybe if you can, add something about how they support you. And don't forget, if you need some further support, there's our Facebook group, which is a private group. I have the link below. You can click on that and join that group today and get some further support in your reinventing journey. Check out this video on hiring a coach for your reinventing journey, and how about this video that's all about finding your purpose in life. And don't forget, my lovely picture is for you to click on so that you can subscribe, click on the bell, and be notified when I post twice a week. Have a great one.